Hello, 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 hello. So today's episode of Rise and Vibes is sponsored by HEH LLC. For all your transportation needs, transporting, if you need your car transported, your truck transported, no matter what you need transported, HEH LLC can help you. By the way, if y'all go follow them, y'all will check out that clear transport trailer that they have. Um, I already done told them the first time I seen that transport trailer that when my car goes to the next shop that it's going to, it will be getting transported in that clear transport trailer. So if y'all make sure y'all go follow them, let them know that KP sent you. Y'all go flood their page and make sure y'all use them for your transport needs, no matter where you're located in the country. Now, today's guest is one of the ladies of the car world, Miss Juicy RN. She is a car enthusiast, a car photographer, and she also happens to own a couple of G bodies. If y'all are not following her, y'all make sure y'all go do that now, and I'll go ahead and bring her in, and I'll let her tell you guys for her to come in. If you miss any of today's episode or any of the future episodes, make sure you go subscribe to the YouTube channel and you can catch up all past episodes. Hey, young lady.
Hey, KP, what's up?
How are you today?
Good. How about yourself?
Doing good. So I wanted to tell you, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down with us and answer the fans' questions. It's been a long time coming.
Thank you. Can you see me okay? Do I need to adjust my camera? Is my
If you
head
could
chopped
just
off?
put, yeah, your head is chopped out. So if you push, yeah,
Okay, hold on. That's better?
yeah, that's good.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Okay.
So first I'll start off with one of my questions and then
Okay.
I'll get right into the fans' questions, okay?
Okay.
All right, so tell us how you got started being into cars.
I would have to say because of my dad. I grew up in Bermuda. I'm not from here. And he always had some cars and bikes. He had Triumphs and he has an old school BMW back home. So I have to say it was him. He told me one time, he was like, man, he said, one day you were like, Daddy, look, am I doing it right? And he said, I had sandpaper and I was gliding it along his car. He was like, oh, no, no, no. Yeah, that was me. I don't remember that, but he told me, and I was like, Kari better never. That's all I kept thinking was, Lord, no, please.
You was about to get killed.
What? Right, because Kari, head off. We don't do that.
All right, so I'll get right into the fans' questions. First
Okay.
question is, what made you get a G body and why Monte Carlo?
Okay, so the first time I saw a G body, it was like in Orlando, and I saw them for sale like a long time ago, but it ended up slipping by me. I didn't get it. And then I was on IG and I seen this G body from Detroit, and it's actually Mo's G body from Detroit. And I was like, I gotta drive to Detroit and see this G body. So I drove from Florida all the way to Detroit to go see these G bodies that they had in Detroit. So I would have to definitely say Detroit has a lot to do with why I like G bodies, because they got a lot of cars out there. Everybody's running. When I went up there, they showed me so much love. It was so sweet. They were like, Juicy, you ain't got to drive. Jump in the car with us. And I'm like, for real? They're like, yeah. And they let me film, and I'm actually going back this summer. So that's where I would have to say that's where it started at.
So
Definitely.
the next fan question is, what made okay, so you went to Detroit, you saw that. Did you end up buying the car?
I ended up, okay, so I've had a couple of G bodies. My first one I actually got from Ocala, and it was a rust bucket, but I just had to have it. It was
Okay.
like totally rusted out, right? So I was like, I don't care. I want it. I think I got it for like $1,500, right? So then I sent it down to Miami to Jet, and I was like, Jet, I need you to fix my car. So he's like, all right, Juicy, I'll see it. So I ship it down there, and he's like, Juicy, it's a lot of rust in this car. And I was like, I know, I was chipping away at it. I saw it. And he was like, I could fix it, but it's going to be a lot of metal work. And I said, well, you know what? Go ahead and sell it, and let me just find something that's better quality, and then I'll go from there. So that was my first one. Then I bought one from here in Orlando, and I got it for like $6,000. And that is my hood MC right now.
Okay.
And then after that one, shops, it's kind of hard when you're trying to put your cars in shops. So I got frustrated and I just bought another one. So I was like, I'm going to buy one that's already everything good and I'm going to just ride it so I could wait for my hood MC. So then I ended up getting the 88, which is the OG MC. And then from there, I bought another one from Chris in Miami, New Era's Best. And I bought that yellow one. It was a hard top, but I just bought it to get the interior and the motor. And so I stripped it down in my front yard. Now I live in HOA, so they were like pissed with me because I'm like, they're probably like, this ghetto girl, what's she doing? So I had to cover it up, but I'm like in there trying to pull the pieces apart. So once I got everything I wanted off of the car, I just sold the car for like $500 because I'm like, I just need it gone, just get it gone. And then so I've had 4 altogether.
So you're just obsessed with Monte Carlos.
I think it's a little bit more than obsessed. I almost bought another one, but I was like, okay, no, let me not do it because I was like, well, I have an 88 and I have an 86. Then I saw one for sale that was an 87, so I was like, well, I should get the 87. And mom was like, we gonna put all these cars, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, when I move, I'll find another house with 3-car garage, and then I'll get another one then. Because right now
You have to move to the country somewhere and get you some. You have to move to the country somewhere, or maybe you got to move to Atlanta, move to Georgia somewhere, and get you some land.
I think so. That'd be great. Then I can have car shows at my house like Rick Ross.
Right? No. That's no. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. We got trust issues. We ain't doing that. We ain't letting nobody pull up.
Listen, and I'm joking because I already know I don't even play about people coming to my house. I couldn't do it. So yeah, no.
What's been the hardest thing for you about being a female in the car world?
I guess the hardest thing will basically be like kind of being misunderstood because a lot of people, they see my name and they're like Miss Juicy RN, and to some females that could be intimidating. You know what I mean? Because they're like, Juicy, well, why her name's Juicy, and they overthink stuff, and it's a lot. But one thing about it, I don't ever disrespect anybody. You ain't gotta worry about me being in nobody's man's inbox. I don't even play like that. Half of the time, I don't even know who the car is. It's just I like the car for the car.
Right.
So a lot of times I feel like that could be misinterpreted and stuff like that. But it comes with the territory,
right?
I guess. But that's probably like one of the top things because it's like other than that, it's no real issues.
Right. Other than doing things in the car world, what do you do?
I am a registered nurse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a program director. I'm the director over the CNA program as well as the PCT program at the school that I'm working at now. I'm working on opening up my own healthcare training school where I want to have like nursing students, CNAs, like the whole 9. But I'm working on that right now.
I'm come help you run that, but I don't know nothing about nursing. I can help you keep them in line, but I don't know nothing.
I could use your help. I could use your help. Yeah, that what's funny is like so when I'm a program director, I'm kind of different from when I'm Miss Juicy RN. So a couple times some of my students have ran across my page and they're like, is this your page? And I'm like, I can't confirm or deny if this is my page or not. But they were like, Miss Juicy RN. I'm like, she could just look like me. I don't know. Because I have to keep it professional, right? So that's something else too to think about too, because having a professional license is certain things that you can't get yourself mixed up in either because you're at risk of losing your license. So just being careful that way too.
What's one of the things that's been most surprising to you about your brand, about how things have been growing and how things have been progressing with the cars?
Let's see. I guess the support. Like, I'm not gonna lie. When I first started bringing out DVDs, like my first DVD was horrible. But so many people, just because they dealt with me, they were like, they bought it, they supported it. And then, like, okay, so I came out with 3 total DVDs altogether. The first one was bad. Like, I love everybody who spent $10 on that, because, like, yeah, it was bad.
What year? What year was that?
I don't know. I don't even know. Probably like 2012.
Wow.
2012. Yeah, around that time. And then I came out with the second DVD probably like a year or so later. And then my third DVD, that was called The Trilogy. That one was real good. It was like a double disc CD, like DVD.
Right.
And I called it The Trilogy because I filmed in Florida, Detroit, and Texas. So it was 3 different places. And then that one, on the cover of that one, is where I use 95th Street President. So like back then, he was he was more low key, and he was to himself. So I remember my friend was like, "Juicy, I'm gonna get you a video shoot with him." I'm like, "No, you're not." I'm like, "He don't even play with people like that. You're not gonna get me this video." They're like, "Just calm down. I got you. I got you." So I'm like, "Okay." In my head, I'm like, "I'm not gonna get it," because he was to himself. And then I went to Miami, and he called him up on that phone, and he was like, "I got Juicy. We ready to do the shoot." And I'm like, I'm waiting, because I'm waiting for him to be like, "Nah, I'm not doing it." He was like, "All right, pull up in Wynwood." So that's like an area in Miami. It's like all this graffiti and stuff. So I pulled up, and I'm just like, dang, I'm like, "You really pulled this off?" I'm like, dang. So like ever since then, we've been like thick as thieves. Like anytime I call, he's ready. Like it's whatever. So that was good. That was probably like my favorite DVD. I actually, with that DVD, I made enough money to put Asante's on my Challenger.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yep. And I shipped out to like all over the United States, from Cali to Detroit. It was everywhere. Like when I was looking, I'm like, oh my God. Like every night I was at the post office. I'm like, these people's gonna think I'm shipping on dope. Like it was so many DVDs. Like everybody wanted one. I'm like, oh my God. But it was good. I gotta send you one too. I'm gonna dig up that, and I'm gonna send you one.
You can, matter of fact, if you're coming this weekend, you could just bring it.
Okay, I'll be there this weekend.
So back when you were talking about hair, a lot of people wouldn't even believe he's such a personable guy. Like he so personable. Like talking to him in person, he is just like he really like. Okay, from being in this car world, some of these guys ain't
exactly.
We ain't gonna say it. We ain't gonna say it, but some of these guys, they ain't what they post to be. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But I gotta say, he's that type of person. Like anytime I run into him, he's very respectful.
Yes.
He's very he's saying something, you know what I'm saying, dropping some type of knowledge. Right. So, he's one of those guys that like, he's one of the good ones. I'll say that.
I agree. I totally agree.
And we run into ones that ain't.
Plenty. But yeah, that's my dog right there. I'm just waiting on him to get better, because I'm like, dang, IG's not the same. Like, where he at, making me laugh. Like I had his shirt on first to wear it for the interview, but I was like, I was too sad. So I was like, I'm just put on my G-Body shirt, because it's like, when you build a bond with people, like, and it started from IG. Like, one thing I will say that I'm happy about is IG, because I feel like a lot of car people were able to connect from different cities. And honestly, a lot of people that I've met from IG, it's been like down to earth people like me. So I'm like, dang, that's hard to find. Like, it's not a competition. Like, one thing about me, I'm not in competition with anybody. Like, I love everybody's build. It may not be my type of build, but I have love for it. And like, even the other G-Body, sometimes people get where they get jealous of other cars and stuff. Me, I don't care. I'll post your car all day long. KP, I'm probably more excited about your car than you are. Okay, I seen that color. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, oh, she snapped. Like, I'm going off, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, yes. Yes, all excited, right? Because that's how I feel it should be, like just genuine love. It's no need to hate, you know?
You know what I think it is? I think, okay, so I take a page from what Savvy said this one time, a long time ago. He said, you have some people that are car purists. Purists. They love cars. They're in it for the car.
Right.
They don't care. They're gonna build their build, and they don't care what you say.
Right.
Then you have the people that are in it for the clout. They're gonna build the car. They've been lame all their life. They've been lame since
Whole
preschool.
life.
They've been lame
Whole life.
in preschool. They've been lame in kindergarten. They was lame in middle school. They was lame in high school.
Mm-hmm.
They was even lame in college. And then they got a car.
Right.
And that's a good idea. We'll talk about that after. And now they got a car.
Right.
And now people are paying attention to them. Mind you, they went from being lame over here
That's
to over here, and you can't tell them nothing. That
Right.
car is them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because you are what I would call a car, and you're a car purist. You love the cars. You just love everything about the cars. You're not really concerned with, oh, I'm building this car because I want people to see me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm building this car because I'm following this guy because I want him to see me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a little different. And I think as a car purist, it's rough sometimes for people like us because you see so much lame stuff.
Exactly.
I see the lame stuff and I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna just close my page down and I'm gonna get off of here because all these L12s out here. But I like you said, I like to see. I'd be more excited for other people builds. If you know how many times I done almost sold my car.
Listen, them old schools, they will take you up and through there, okay? I don't even keep count on the money anymore. I'm just like, it's a tax write-off. I needed to fix my car. I'm writing it off on my taxes.
Right.
Oh, well.
It's rough. What's do you think as being from the era where really it wasn't a lot of social media to now, do you think social media has helped the car world or it has hurt the car world?
To be honest, I would have to say it's done a little bit of both. Okay. And the reason why I say that is because I'll start with the positive first, right? I feel like it's helped because, I feel like if I didn't have Instagram, I wouldn't even known of you. You know what I mean? So another female who loves Jew bodies just as much as I do, right? Or other females that love racing. Like I used to go to the track before all this stuff, and I used to be out there filming and screaming from the stands and stuff like that because I really liked it, right? And then it's like, okay, then here comes social media, and then it's like, oh, it's more people like me? Okay. And then you get to meet them and they're genuine or they look out. Like I've met so many people from IG that, no lie, they would do whatever for me. And it's like, I don't even know these people like that. And they would just do whatever. But I really feel like what you give out, that comes back to you because I'm the same way. Like anything, if it's anything that I can help somebody with, even if it's my last KP, I don't know if it's the nurse in me. I don't know if it's because I'm from another country. I don't know. But the culture where I'm from is very different. Like we help everybody with everything. So we're friendly, maybe too friendly. Because I'll see people and they're like, hey, Juice. I'm like, hey, I'm trying to give them a hug. And I'm like, dang, let me calm down. Because, I don't know. I don't want to step in someone's bubble. But it's just, I don't know. I like it. Now, on the flip side, how it's hurt is I feel like, it's a lot of competition. And I feel like with that competition becomes jealousy and envy. And then that's when bad stuff starts to happen because you got people that's looking at you like, oh, well, she thinks she's all that because she's got this, or she thinks because she has this or she has that. And it's just like, no, I really just like cars.
Right.
I have this because I want it. And if I want it, I get it. That's just how I am. My mom always told me, if you want something, you work hard and you do it. She told me from when I was young, she was like, you got to have a good job because you have expensive habits. And I was like, whatever. And my auntie was like, man, you always got some new car. And I'm like, well, I'm like, auntie, I'm like, I just use it as my business vehicle. She's like, whatever. But it's just because I like it. I like it. I'm obsessed with cars. And
Right.
like my dad, he loves it too. So like when Turkey Rod Round comes and stuff, I'm like, Dad, let's go. And he's like, okay, we out. And it's whatever. But social media, it depends on you as a person, I think, as how it becomes. It could be beneficial, like your brand. Your brand is like, it's crazy. You got shirts and people support you. If it wasn't for social media, I probably wouldn't know about Rides and Vibes. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't know, like, who is this person? Or because you're in another state. So that, that's the good part of it. But then, on the bad side on it is that competition. It's that, oh, I'm going to do this to be better than this person. When just do your car to your liking. And it's fine. If you really, I feel like if you genuinely love cars, you're just going to do you, and you're just going to be happy. You're happy to see any car that comes out. I mean, there's some bad ones out there. I'm not going to lie. It's some ones. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to film it anyway. That was actually, KP, one thing I had to work on. So filming, right? I'll be filming cars. And I would never forget this day. I was in Clewiston, Florida, and they have something called the Brown Sugar Fest. And I was there, and I was filming. And what I had a habit of doing, which I didn't know I was doing it until it was brought to my attention, was if I saw a car that I didn't like, I just put my camera down. But I didn't realize I was doing that. So this guy drives by, and he's like he literally stops. And he's like, Juicy. And I'm like, what's up? I don't know who it is, but I'm like, what's up? I'm like, what's up? So he was like, man, why you drop your camera when I came by? And I was like, what? He was like, man, I drove by and you put your camera down. I was like, no, I didn't put my camera down. He was like, yeah, you did. So I'm like, dang. So I went back thinking about it, and I'm like, I sure did put my camera down. And then I had to look at it at that perspective as like, I don't want nobody to feel bad about their bill or feel like they're not good enough. You know what I'm saying? To be on JuVision. So I have to be more cognizant about that. So, now I keep my camera up. It may not be on record, but it's up because I'm like, dang, I don't want anybody to feel bad. You know what I mean? Because that's not my intentions. My intention is not to make anybody feel bad.
So I have a confession. I'm still working on that part because I don't really consider myself a car photographer. I don't know what I would consider my place in the car world.
Right.
But I have started to get into recording.
Yes.
And I was rough on them Crown Vics.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. That's probably one that I'm just gonna have my camera up and not be hitting record. That's not my favorite.
Listen, them Crown Vics folks will get you. You hear me? They don't play.
Oh yeah, that's a whole posse. Like I seen them on Facebook, and it was like a whole clique, and I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know y'all was so hard because my granny had a Crown Vic, and I was like, oh, y'all stepping like that? Okay, well, it is what it is. But yeah, I did see that on Facebook before. They don't play about them Crown Vics.
Yeah,
they do not.
I don't say nothing about them no more. I just be like, okay, you right. You right. Because they is rough. And they gonna come deep.
Yeah.
So just know, keep your camera up, keep recording, because it's gonna be 1,000 of them pass by you.
Okay. I'll keep my camera up. I don't know. Does Wade have a category for Crown Vics this weekend?
I'm gonna ask him, and I'll let you know. So, if you have not owned your dream car, what would be your dream car to own?
So I have a few.
Okay.
I'll start off with my first ever dream car that I liked, that I seen like in a magazine, and I was like, oh my God, I want that car. I would have to say that it was the Jaguar SUV. So when I seen that in the magazine, I was like, oh my, I'm like, a Jaguar S. To me, it was like, right? And I actually ended up having one. So I had my Jaguar SUV. That's what I wanted for like my new school. So I got that. But for old school, my dream car, I want a Chevelle.
What year?
71, I think, or two. I don't know. It's because the lights do something different. I think it's like a 72.
A
Don't
convertible?
quote me. Hard top.
A hard top?
Mm-hmm.
So you know I come across cars all the time. You looking for it yet, or you chilling? You gonna buy it after you open up your new business?
I'm gonna tell my mama what you want here trying to do right now.
Listen, I'm just doing my job. I'm not on here trying to cause no problems. I'm just interviewing this nice young lady who people have been asking me to get on my show. So I don't want no problems. Mama, if you watching, I don't want no
She's
problems.
downstairs. I'm
Okay.
gonna tell her that you're helping my problems here.
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
But yeah, I like Chevelles. And there's one more.
Okay.
Grand National. So let me tell you a story though. Let me tell you a story because I could have had one. I went to Daytona and I seen one online and it was a good price. And I went to Daytona and I checked it out and I'm like, I want it. It had the T-top and everything. I'm like, I want it. And the man was like, it was one owner. It was a white guy. It was his car. And he's just, he's getting rid of it. And I was like, I want it. But then I got scared because I'm like, I wanted somebody to come check it out for me.
Right.
Because, I know some about cars, but I wouldn't say that I'm sliding up under there messing with stuff and know how everything is. And to this day, I regret not getting in that car.
You should have just bought it. Was it a good price?
Yes. To this day, I'm like, I should have just got it and just took my time working on it. It didn't matter what was wrong with it because it could have been fixed, whatever it was. But it ran. And I regret that to this day.
So can I tell you, you are my spirit animal, because after I finished with the T-top, with the 86, I keep telling everybody that's going to be my next car. Okay. That's going to be my next car. The next thing I get, and not to mention, I had one about 3 weeks ago, but I'm trying not to be like everybody else in the car world. I'm trying to only work on one car at a time. I'm not buying another one. I'm going to finish this one.
Okay.
But
you're never finished with an old school.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna at least get this one to the point where I could drive it and be out in traffic with everybody else. Because right now I'm not driving, and I'm sad. I'm not envious. I'm sad when everybody else is out in traffic.
Yeah.
And I'm in my new car, and everybody else is in their old school. Yeah. I cannot wait to take my T-tops off and listen to some old school R&B.
Listen. So my homeboy that passed away in March, he used to always tease me and be like, man, Juicy, you hiding that MC like a preacher's daughter, right? Because I don't bring it out that much. I'll bring it out a little bit and then I hide it. And even for classic, I bring it out Friday night. Friday night, you'll see me in it, and then that's it. For the rest of the weekend, I'm in the new school. I need It's hot. My weave gonna be messed up. I gotta be in my new school. Okay, so Friday night, I'm outside. I got like my little charger piece because my lighter jack isn't working. So I got my external charger and stuff like that. But it's like I'm trying to preserve it. I don't know why.
Why though? You gotta get out and drive that thing.
I'm preserving it. But last classic, I'm not gonna lie, that was the worst classic for me.
Why?
Because my belt broke, because my pulley broke. All this happened on Friday, no lie. So my belt was broken. I had somebody come put a new belt on. So my homeboy was like, go get it checked before you go out riding. Just make sure everything's okay. So I'm like, okay. I'm on my way to go get it checked. I'm driving down the road and I'm like, what's that smell? I'm like, I smell something. So I stop. I pull over. I pop the trunk. Gas everywhere. It's just squirting everywhere. I'm like, oh my God. So in my mind, I'm like, my car gonna blow up. I gotta get back home to my garage and turn it off. So I got back home. I turned it off. Thank God it didn't like catch fire because it was literally every freaking way. That gas was just going because my gas line had busted. So I'm like, oh my God. So then I got home. My other homeboy was like, I'm like, look, I need to get it. It's Friday. It's classic. And this is happening. He's like, look, I've been working all night, but I'll come over there and I'll get you together. So he got me together. He's like, all right, everything's good. Go get you some oil. I said, okay, cool. So I'm on my way to AutoZone to go get oil. And I go to turn and I can't turn. The car keeps going straight. And I'm like, this feel like when my belt popped, but I just got a new belt. The pulley was messed up, so it popped again. So now I'm sitting at AutoZone. I'm like, okay, it's about 1 o'clock. It's classic, and I'm in front of AutoZone looking slow, and I'm like pissed. So I gotta call my other homeboy. I'm like, look, I need you like now. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. My belt broke again. So then he calls one of our other homeboys' uncle. He's like a mechanic in my area, and he like comes and he looks. He's like, it's your pulley. I'm like, okay. He was like, they didn't have it at that AutoZone. He said, I'm gonna go drive and get it for you. And I'm like, you would? He's like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting there, and everybody driving by a nice car, and I'm looking like, if only you knew that this piece of crap ain't even working. I can't even get home if I wanted to. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, thank you. And all the old men are coming, and they're like, baby, your car's so pretty. And I'm like, thank you. Little do they know, I'm stuck. I can't go. I cannot go. So he comes back. He fixed the pulley in AutoZone parking lot. And now he's like, you good to go. But now I'm paranoid because all this stuff didn't happen today. So I'm like, nah, I don't think I could drive it. He's like, you're good. Go ahead and drive it. I'm like, I don't know. So he's like, you're good. So I'm like, okay. So I had to pay him. So I had to go to the bank. And he's like, I'll drive behind you, but you're good. So I'm driving slow. Like I'm grandma driving because I'm like, what's gonna happen next? Because I'm paranoid. I get to the bank, I'm good. So I'm like, man, I'm just gonna take this car home because I said the last thing I want is to be out classic weekend and that car
everybody recording.
And I'm on everybody's video. That's Juicy. Man, you see what happened to her car? Bruh. Like now I'm a meme. I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm not. And my homeboy's like, Juicy, bring it out. You're fine. You're good. So I'm like, okay, I'll bring it out. Well, I'm getting in Magic Mall and I'm just leaving it. Like I'm not gonna be dipping in and out. I'm not doing nothing crazy because I don't want to piss the car off. So I get there and it was fine. That night I was fine. I was good. No problems. I got home, I parked it, and it stayed there for the rest of the weekend. That was it. Done.
You got to bring your car out the whole weekend a classic though.
Come on, KP.
But you stay there though, so you know the ins and outs too. I feel like I tell people that's from out of town. See, you from there, but I tell people that's from out of town. You know that is the thieves' Super Bowl. All y'all cars gonna be sitting on bricks,
and
you better have a good.
And that's the thing too. Like when cause I come out by myself. Most times you see me, I'm a loner. I'm gonna be by myself, just walking around doing whatever. So at night when I'm leaving and I'm coming home, I'm kind of like, I'm looking in my mirrors. If a cop banned too many corners with me, I'm going somewhere else. I'm not even going towards my house. I'm going to take you round and round and round and everything. But I haven't had any issues, thank God, with classic. But I'm like, Fridays, I'll bring it out. And then the rest, I'm like, no. But
that's another thing I tell people too, though, as being a female in this car stuff. Yeah, it's a little bit different. it used to be a time when like I felt like, and this is just was the way of the world. The females was off limits. Like you ain't mess with no female.
Right.
Like, but it's not like that now. Like
No.
I legit feel like, cause I'm like you. Everywhere I go, I'm usually by myself, or you might see me with one or two people.
Right.
But when I'm going, when I'm traveling there, I'm by myself. When I'm leaving there, I'm by myself. When I'm looking in my rear view mirror, I'm not allowing nobody to follow me home. Heck, one night the police was behind me, and I wasn't even going home with him behind me.
Right.
You
Because you
get what I'm
can't
saying?
trust them either.
Right. Right. So it's a little different now for us being females. We have to protect ourselves too, and it's different. Like, luckily we're surrounded by a lot of guys who take great care of us.
That's
You
true.
know, I say the guys in this car world, big shout out to them, because they do not play. They take, and I'm sure your circle of guys are that way too. They take such great care of us.
Yeah,
They make
do.
sure that, you know, we get home. They make sure that when we in places with them, they like, you ate, you good, you want something to drink.
That's how it is, like, for real. Like, it's crazy because, like I said, I'm not from here. So all my family is in Bermuda. So to meet people that are like family, like I remember one time it was this car show. And the area that the car show was in, it usually gets a little crazy. And I remember my homeboys were like, oh, we gonna go to this car show. And I was like, okay, I'm coming too. And they were like, no, you're not. And I'm like, what you mean, no, I'm not? They were like, nah, Juicy. They start shooting out there. They carry on. We'll call you when we leave. And I was pissed. KP, I was pissed. I'm like, what? I can't go? Y'all think I can't hold my own? They were like, you ain't going. They wouldn't give me the address or nothing. When it was done, they called me. They were like, all right, come meet up with us. We gonna ride, slide here. We gonna get something to eat. And that's what it was. And that's love right there. When you have people that genuinely like care about your well-being, like if I'm out classic, you best believe I'm getting a call like, you made it home safe? You good? You need anything? And that right there, I can't be more thankful for stuff like that.
What and two, the thing is, you touched on it a little bit earlier. People that just followed us, or we just followed on the internet, they went from just internet people to associates to friends. And in our cases, a lot of them are like family now.
Exactly.
Like, they can call us on the phone. They ain't got to DM us or call us on social media. They can pick up the phone, and, you know, if they need something, then we're there. And if we need something, they're there. It's I don't even know when it became like this for me. I'm gonna ask you, did you know what you were signing up for with social media?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't. And even like to this day, like a lot of people, you know, they see my Instagram and they see like the followers and they see like everybody knows me, and they're like, oh, you're a celebrity. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not. Like, I'm like, I'm not. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I see myself as a regular person. Like, sometimes I even forget about who this Miss Juicy RM person, like, I forget about it. So I went out one night, I went to eat. I took my friend out, it was her birthday. And we went to eat. We're on the other side of Orlando, and we're at like this expensive seafood restaurant. And we're sitting there and we're eating, we order something. And the waiter walks up and he looks at me and he was like, you Miss Juicy RM? And I'm looking like, huh? He's like, Juicy from IG. And I'm like, you know, for a minute I kind of forgot that I was that person too. Because, you know, when I'm out, I'm me. I'm just Aaron, right? But then it's like there's Miss Juicy RM who is like this person. And I'm like, I was like, yeah. He was like, I follow you on IG. And I'm like, for real? He was like, yeah. And I was like, well, what's your page? Let me make sure I'm following you back. Because that's the other thing too, KP. A lot of people follow me, and I'm not going to lie. A lot of times I miss a lot of that. You know, so some people may be like, oh, you know, she ain't following me back. I honestly probably didn't even see it because of how that line works if it's a lot of likes. So this is going on with that. I could miss likes. Like I'll see someone post a car and I'm like, oh, that car's nice. And then I'll hit the thing and they're following me. And I'm like, I don't remember seeing this person follow me. So now I got to run back and follow them. It's a lot. And I think sometimes too, people misinterpret things too. So they may think, oh, she thinks she's better than me. That's why she's not following me. No, I just didn't see it. Like I really didn't see it. Like one thing about my IG, I try to engage with everybody. If someone comments, like my birthday, when it's my birthday, I make it my business to respond to every single person. If it takes me 2 days, everybody will get a response. Every single person. And I'm not even copy and pasting responses. I'm literally typing you back because I'm looking at it like this. At the end of the day, you took time out of your day to tell me something. And to me, that means a lot. That means a lot to me. So what's it going to take for me to respond to you? You know, if people DM me about stuff, you know, I try to get back to them. Now, you know, it's the scammers too. You got to be careful of those. But for the most part, I try to respond back. You know, just because that's just how I am. I'm not going to just ignore you. Nah, if I can respond, I'm going to respond. And if I see you, you like my cousin, so I'm probably gonna try to hug you. I'm gonna be like, "What's up?" But yeah, it's just that's just how I am, and I don't mean nothing by it at all.
That's me though. Like when I like physically meet people in person, I ask them when they mention something about IG, what's your IG, so I can follow you back. Because now I have a face to put to the name.
Exactly.
Because it could be like you could have fake pages following you or whatever. But if I meet you in person, what's your IG? I'm gonna follow you back. And then it's weird. It's a lot weird. And you mentioned somebody says, "Oh, you're a celebrity." I hate when people say that to me.
I'm not.
That's to me. I think they mean it as a compliment. But to me, it's kind of like an insult because, like, I feel like if I was a celebrity, I'd be somewhere riding in the back of the black van, the black truck. You know what I'm saying? Like the president do. I'm still having to drive myself. I'm still out here having to work. But I mean, I think people equate followers with fame.
Exactly.
And that's the thing that I don't necessarily like. I don't like that people equate followers with fame, and I'm never that person where I'm gonna act like how you say, like some people when they get the followers or they get all these things going on, they try to act like they're so much better than other people. I try to never come off as that person. Now, certain things I'm not gonna ever engage in. I ain't gonna never engage in the mess. I ain't gonna never engage in none of that. So if that's what you're looking for me to engage in, I'm usually not gonna do it, even if I click on a live or I click on somebody's page and I see they got a lot of mess going on. I won't even. That's just not in my wheelhouse. I'm not gonna do it. But for the most part, I'm the same person. Like I'm gonna follow you back. I'm gonna engage. I'm gonna, like you said about your birthday, I'm gonna try my hardest to get to all the birthday person.
I remember one time I seen you post something and you was like, "My birthday is the most important. Like everything else is my birthday." So I'm like, let me try to remember KP's birthday because I know that means a lot to her, right? And let me make sure I don't want to be that person. And like even like back a while, like years ago, I was on it. Like everybody's birthday, people like, how you remember everybody's birthday? And I'm like, I don't really remember everybody's birthday. Sometimes Facebook will remind me, or I just may run across a post and I'll post it then. But I mean, I feel like that's something that's good to do. You know, acknowledge somebody sometimes. I think a lot of people have problems with doing that nowadays. They don't like to acknowledge other people.
Right.
You know?
What's one thing that you wish you could see change for the better in our car culture?
More unity, I think. That's probably my top thing is more unity, more of like a family atmosphere. If we're all in it because we love the same thing, then why can't we get together? Like I always say, I always use an ant as my example, right? You got this small creature, and this creature can pick up something multiple times the size of it, right? Or if they're trying to get somewhere, it's a bunch of them, but they're gonna do it, right? You think of that ant pile. You walk outside, you step in it, it's problems. But if you look, every grain they moved out together, but they were only able to do that because they worked together. So I feel like, if we could work together more, it's so much we could achieve.
Right.
It's so much that we could achieve.
Absolutely.
But unity is definitely it.
The thing what I use this analogy all the time. I think a lot of us are still in that Willie Lynch state of mind. I don't know if I read the Willie Lynch letters. I know a lot of people that I know that have read the Willie Lynch letters were people that were incarcerated at one point. Mm-hmm. But I read them just because I wanted to understand why I felt like we thought that way. And if you ever get the opportunity to read it, it's really profound in the reason that a lot of us think the way that we think. I'm more free thinking, and I'm a person that feels like if you win, I win.
Right.
Might not be directly a win for me, but right. When you win, I win. That's when right. This person over here win, I win, because correct. At the end of the day, we are all what we are. You get what I'm saying? So, right. I don't care if you're a lighter version of it or a darker version of it.
Right.
We all are the same. Correct. So I just wish we could get, like, I'm along the lines of you. I wish we could get out of that crabs in a barrel mentality. Right. I wish we could understand that a win is a win, no matter whether you won by a bumper or a bus.
Exactly.
So I don't know how we can rectify that. I just think the ones of us who are more free thinking have to just continue doing what we're doing, exactly. And then leave them ones alone that don't mean that are not, that their morals and values are not aligned with ours. I do it all the time. If I can tell you on some BS, I'm gonna leave you alone.
Right.
I can't be surrounding myself with them type of people.
Right. Because you become what you're around. And that's something that we're taught all the time. And I know, like, my mom used to tell me that a lot when I was younger. And, younger, I'm like, no, that's not necessarily true, but it actually is. Even if you don't think that you're becoming that, you are, because, like I tell my students, repetition, something that's happening all the time, it's going to get in your mind, and then that's, your thoughts start to change. So if you're around somebody that's negatively thinking all the time, you're going to find yourself sometimes starting to think negative, and you may not understand it and you may not associate it to that person, but that's what it is. It's just like that rotten piece of fruit. If you got that strawberry at the bottom and it's rotten, you got the other strawberries on top, eventually they're going to become rotten too, right? Because it's what you surround yourself with.
Absolutely. Those were all my questions. Before we get out of here, is there anything else that you want your followers, your supporters, hell, I guess even your haters? What else? What else you got for us?
I guess one thing I will say is, like, a lot of times I get like DMs like, I saw you and I was scared to say hi. Don't be scared to say hi. Like, legit, I'm a big teddy bear. I'm going to speak to you regardless. I don't care if you look like feet. I'm still going to speak to you. Just come and say hi. I will speak to you. I'm probably going to try to give you a hug. That's just me. I'm going to speak. So please, come say hi. And tell me who you are, too. Because sometimes that happens, too, where I have people like, hey, Juicy. And I'm going, what's up? Like, I know who you are. Secretly, I probably don't know who you are. So tell me who you are so I know. You know what I mean? I know who you are. And then it's all good.
My friends be like, when somebody walk off, I be like, what was that? They're like, I don't know.
No, KP, no lie. Let me tell you what happened to me, classic. And I'm telling you the honest to God truth. So I'm at Classic, and somebody comes up, "What's up, Juicy?" I'm like, "What's up?" It's like, "You don't even know who I am." I'm like, "Yeah, I do. What's my name?" I said, "God, dog. Look at that." I just walked myself right into that. I'm like, ugh. Right? Because it's just a lot. Like, I can't remember everybody. I try my best, but I just, So tell me who you are so I know who you are. Because I'm going to pretend like I know who you are.
Yeah. I just speak and keep it pushing unless they stop. And I'm like, well, what's your name on Instagram? Let me make sure I'm following you. And then that's how I can.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me make sure I'm following you.
Mm-hmm. Don't be stealing my hacks.
Oh, we sisters now. You said I'm your spirit animal, so you gotta share.
It is so weird though do you ever feel like, dang, I gotta pinch myself? This is so crazy where this road has taken me.
It has, like, honestly, I've, like, low key, like, and I'll tell my friends who really, really know me, they know this. Low key, KP, I'm an introvert. I am not gonna lie to you. I am the only child. I will entertain the hell out of myself, but I'm not really out there. But when I get in my car thing, it's like I have to mentally turn it off because I'm like, you gotta get this footage. People depending on you. People are depending to see what you saw, so you gotta get that out the way and go do what you have to do.
Right.
But low key, I'm an introvert. I'm not gonna lie, I am. But I turn it off during car events.
Right.
And then once the car event's done, I go back to my little introvert little self.
You know what I have to do? I have to sit in the car. I don't want to say it's like an actress because I don't want nobody to feel like I'm like putting on like I'm a character or I'm putting on a front. But I have to sit in the car and get mentally ready before I get out at a car show or before I get out at a race. I have to sit in the car, say my little prayer, and get mentally ready because I know I'm a talker. I'm gonna talk to 100,000 people. 100,000 people gonna ask me about car parts. 100,000 people gonna ask me about this and that and this and that, and I just gotta get ready.
Yeah.
Because if I don't get ready, it's not gonna be. They're gonna look at my face and be like, why her face was all balled up? And I'm gonna be like, just cause.
Yeah, it's I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot. It's a lot when a lot of people love you and support you, and then when they see you, it's a lot. So, like, even though sometimes I'm filming and somebody may stop me and start talking, I always try to engage back. Like, I'm not too good to just, like, push them off, or I'm not gonna speak to you because I'm filming. It's not that serious. I'm gonna get what I get. If it's a clip, it's a half a clip, oh well. But I really like engaging with people who support me as a person.
Right. Because they don't have to. They don't have to.
They do not. And that's what people don't understand. They don't understand that. My thing is this: if you have a brand and, whether you're selling something or you're not, if you don't have people to support you, you're not going anywhere.
Right.
So where can you go without this support? So that's why I'm always, like, big on support. People supporting me. Like, last year at Rick Ross, I had on a Jew Vision shirt that I just got made because I was like, let me just wear my brand. And so many people in my inbox like, Juicy, I want a shirt. And I'm like, no, I don't have shirts. I just had this shirt made. Well, you need to get a shirt made. And I'm like, dang. But just to see people just ready to, like, look, I support whatever you're doing, I'm getting it type of thing. And I think that's pretty cool. And that's why me, KT, I ain't gonna lie. Anybody on IG who knows me knows. If you selling a shirt, I'm getting it. Listen, y'all don't want to know how many car shirts I got. I don't care who it is. I don't care if you got 2 followers. If you selling a shirt, listen, if somebody wants to scam me, sell a shirt, you gonna get me. A car shirt, oh, it's done.
We gotta stack them shirts up. That's what we need to do next week. We need to stack them shirts up and take pictures. When I tell you, I got so many shirts.
I got a lot.
I probably got 150 shirts.
Dang, I think you I think you got me.
I'm gonna stack them all up and show you
Okay.
and take pictures. I got some I never wore before. The shirt I wore the other day, I had the Money on the Line shirt. I must have been from like 2019 or 2020 maybe. I never wore that shirt.
Dang.
And it matched with some shoes I got. So I wore it.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like we gotta, cause God bless the dead, M. Deezy.
Oh,
I interviewed him.
that was my dog right there. Man, KP, this man right here, like, and it upset me because I'm like, dang, he didn't even get to see my MC. Like,
Right.
he used to bring that blue MC down to Miami, and he'll hit me, Juicy, I got the MC down here. I'm like, all right, I gotta see it, man. That broke my heart that year. I will never forget. I just remember it was summertime, and I seen that news, and that's the other thing, though, about the social media thing. You become close to people, and then when they pass away, that junk eat at me. Like, personally, like, I take it personal. Like, I really get upset about it because I've noticed too, another thing is when you plan to do something with somebody, one thing I've learned, do it. Don't wait. Because it's happened to me. I'm not gonna lie to you, more than 3 times where I was supposed to do a shoot with somebody and they ended up passing away. And that junk, it hurt me because I'm like, dang, I didn't even get to do that. You know what I mean? I didn't even get to do my shoot with them, and now they're not even here. That could have been my piece of, this is all I have left of you is the shoot that I got to do. So that's got to be one thing that I would tell anybody, whether it's taking a picture, whether it's a video, whatever. Just do it. Don't try to wait for the right time. The right time may never come.
That's what he told me. He was like, I said, because I noticed he always match his shoes with his shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I love that. And that was, I think it must have been 2019 or 2020 when I interviewed him. And right then I said, this man knows something about branding. Mm-hmm. And I never wanted to get to do my shirts. Mm-hmm. But I had my logo. Shout out to the real Mr. G-Body. He designed my logo. And I will never change my logo. But my followers used to always be like, when you gonna do shirts? When you gonna do shirts? I'm like, I ain't doing no shirts. Yeah. You know, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do some shirts. And that's how it started. I was like, we have to brand ourselves and we have to wear our people brands. Because
I'm big on that.
Because people will go wear Louis Vuitton. Nothing perfect. You know, if that's what you want to wear, that's what you wear. Mm-hmm. But when you see me, most of the time, I'm going to have on my people brands.
Yeah.
So where's the next place we can catch you?
I will be at Whips by Waves car show on Saturday. I would have been at Street Beast, but my job switched my schedule, so I got to work on Monday. So I'm going to be coming back to Orlando on Sunday. But I will be at Whips by Waves car show. I was supposed to be there last year, and I did not make it. But I'm, Lord willing, I'm going to be there. I'm leaving Friday early in the morning.
Right. So we'll see you Saturday at Whips by Waves.
6 hours.
What else you got coming up?
I'm also going to Louisiana. Main attraction. They're having a car show July 15th. I am going to Louisiana, God willing, of course, in July. I have my homeboys having a birthday car show in Orlando at Magic Mall, June 24th. I will be there. And I'm going to Detroit too. I haven't figured out which date, but last time I went to Detroit, it was 2015. I can't believe it's been that long. And I've been promising them that I'm coming back. And I try to be a person of my word. So I'm going back to Detroit. I love it.
I'm looking forward to seeing you Saturday.
Yes.
And anything else you want us to know before we get out of here?
Are you going to be bringing those wet rags?
The what?
The wet rags that you be selling.
Because talk about it. I'll call you after this.
Listen,
I'll call you after this.
You don't understand. Last week, I about died at Rick Roll. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. That's why I knew. I said, Lord, I got to pay to park on the promised land because I know how I get. I get hot. I get sweaty. I need to be able to sit in my car and get an AC break and come back out. And I did.
Right.
So it was worth every $561 that I paid to park and get dust all over my car. It was worth it because I got to sit in the AC.
We'll talk about it.
Well, I need a rag.
We'll talk about it.
With your logo on it.
I got you.
Okay. Don't listen. The people see you. 22 people, 24 people are on this live. And they heard you say that you're going to have my wet rag out there.
I got you.
Okay. All right.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us today to answer the fans' questions. I really appreciate it.
Anytime.
And I'll see you Saturday.
I will see you on Saturday.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. If y'all missed any of today's episode with Miss Juicy RN, you can click and watch the replay on YouTube. I have it uploaded in probably maybe about another hour or so. Make sure you click the link also in my bio to subscribe to the YouTube channel and catch up on any past episodes of Rising Vibes. I will see you guys again next Tuesday, same time, same day. Tuesdays at 8 p.m. is when Rising Vibes airs. And if you miss any of them, again, catch the replays on YouTube. Thank y'all for tuning in, and everybody have a good night.